Welcome back to Boy Band Break, where we encourage you to take a break from your day and join us in some boy band conversation. As always, my name's Diane.
I'm Chinzia.
I'm Sophia.
And I'm Lydia, aka Mama Lou. And
we are back again.
We're back again.
Woo!
And I am overhauling this episode. I'm taking it away from Diane because I am going to talk about our favorite boy band adjacent. Okay, my favorite. My favorite boy band adjacent, who had some special thing happen to him on Friday that I would like to talk about.
Okay, Lydia.
Wonderful.
Okay.
We're here for you, Lydia.
Who do you think we're going to talk about today, guys?
Hint, Lydia mentions him many times. Not as often as I mention Serial Joe, but
I would say equally as often.
Yeah, I think
probably.
equal.
So our
Who's your guess?
favorite younger... we know who it is.
Well, they don't.
Why are you saying
Is it Frankie Jonas?
Yeah, it's definitely Frankie Jonas. No, it's not.
Is it Aaron Carter?
It is Aaron Carter. Thank you so much.
He's an ex-boyfriend.
I know, it does feel like he's an ex-boyfriend a lot because he's
done some stuff.
All right, so we're just going to put a really quick disclaimer on this. I know this is a boy band podcast, so we normally only talk about boy bands. Aaron has never been in a boy band, but the boy band fans know who he is. He's a very polarizing topic, which we have tried to avoid in the past because we are a positive podcast. We don't like to bring in drama and things, but I feel like Lydia would like to speak about him.
I really think that he needs more
attention.
We were open to ideas. If anybody has ideas of people or songs or what you want to talk about, fine. And in all fairness, we did have Howie D's sister on
so
an episode.
that's not really
so if
fair.
you want to go back and listen to our Pollyanna DeRoe interview, that's somewhere else. Sadly, spoiler alert, Aaron is not being interviewed on this episode.
Not yet.
We have not reached out to him. And
I did.
Who is sad about this?
I'm
video?
sad about this. Listen, I really like Aaron, and I know everyone hates him, but I feel like he's kind of like misunderstood.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
I think that he had some shit in his life. Imagine living in the shadow of your older brother. How would you feel? Kind of shit, right? So, like, you can see why he acts out and kind of is the way he is on some things. Granted, he's done some questionable things over the years.
Yes.
But, I mean, including this event itself. But, yeah, so, okay, let's jump into the event.
I was going to say, do you want to just jump into the event?
Okay,
and then...
so anyway, so guys.
Quick backstory, Lydia. What is this event? What did he do?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so this event was hosted by FITE, F-I-T-E.
Fight TV.
And, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
FITE TV?
Even though it's a website.
Yeah.
Might be a
It's
TV
called
station
Fight
in the
TV.
States, not sure.
Yeah.
I used it before for wrestling it.
Oh, okay. So essentially this was an official celebrity boxing match. Lamar Odom versus Aaron... Odom? Oh, what did I say?
Hold on.
I don't know. I thought that was his name. Okay. Lamar Odom versus Aaron Carter. Carter, whatever. Aaron, our guy. It's my guy. My guy.
Lydia's guy.
Sorry. Okay, so this was on June 11th, 2021. Technically, the event started at 9 p.m. The official fight itself did not start until 11 p.m. And it was in New Jersey.
Atlantic City,
New Jersey.
Showboat.
So, like, they were the main card. So, Lamar Odom was... Okay, and then Aaron Carter, they were like the top card bill, I guess.
Main event.
And then, but also like Cisco, Rosaldo, and Peter Guns with Guns. Peter Guns was there as well.
Cisco was not Thong Song Cisco, in case you were wondering. I was kind of excited about that. And then
they're reality TV stars. They were saying one was from the Real Housewives of something. And
Yes.
They look familiar. I feel like this is a guy from like CSI Miami. I don't know. Is he from CSI Miami?
No, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying Fight TV.
Okay.
I don't know. They were on a bunch of shit. And then there was a bunch of rando nobodies, including like a grandfather.
Like so many. And I'm just like, where did these people come from the bus stop? Like, where are you getting all these people? Like, just random men like fighting each other. I'm like, what is this?
I guess that's technically celebrity.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Steve Conuts was there.
Yes, he was. Yes.
In a disclaimer, we have never really actually ever watched a boxing match.
I've watched some. So
I have never done this.
okay, it's a disclaimer for Chinsey.
The reason why I've never watched boxing is like, why would you want to get into a sport that literally makes you dumber? Like when you're getting head injuries and brain injuries and things happen. Like obviously I know Muhammad Ali and like
You know Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson. He was the ear biting fellow, right?
Yes.
And then like others.
The earbud
Evander
with the
Holyfield.
face.
Yeah, so I've heard of names, but I've never had any desire. I think I may have watched Rocky as a kid.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. I guess
Those are
they
some
now
good
have. I don't know if it was because it was a celebrity fight or not, but they have headgear now to protect them. Is that how things work nowadays?
Maybe someone who's watched boxing should be talking
I don't
about
know.
this.
Okay,
So boxing is also that too. It's kind of like the golf of the sporting world,
But people enjoy it.
Golf is also.
I mean, golf of like the fighting world. Okay, golf of the fighting world, where it's just
Going
like,
well. It's going well.
it's like kind of. There's a lot of points. There's a point system involved.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because and then even
How many like jabs you get to the body?
Yeah, that counts as
punches.
Okay, I mean, obviously, if you knock your fucking guy out, you won.
Obviously.
That is very clear.
I feel like 80s video games have set me up for disappointment here.
Yes.
Was it Mike Tyson's Punch Out or whatever?
Correct, yes.
And then you punch, and then the guy falls on the ground. There might be some blood coming out.
Yeah, and then
I feel like, okay, this is what I'm thinking boxing is.
Yeah.
This was not what boxing was.
This was that's what traditional boxing is.
Okay.
This was some sort of hybrid.
Like an exhibition.
This was kind of like a Gen Z hybrid of boxing, and I'm going to explain. So, okay. So essentially, the night started great because I was in a celebratory mood. I was just like, guys, we're going to cheer our boy on. It's going to be great. There's a big.
So there's this pizza place in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada.
You're doxing us, but okay.
But we were told them.
Okay. We're
anyway, so they've made this novelty pizza, which is just a giant slice of pizza.
A humongous.
It's a 20-inch slice of pizza.
Yeah.
But they don't make like I don't know, math wise. A 40-inch pizza and then cut it. It's just like it's made as a pie shape.
They make it into a triangle instead of a circle.
Yeah.
But like it's like everyone's losing their goddamn minds.
So this has been like quite the hot,
right?
Like, I would say in the last like 2 weeks or so, this suddenly came out of nowhere, and everyone's like, "Yes, let's do this!"
Because like we're part of like this like foodie group in our city, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, this piece of pizza!" And I was just like, you know what? Our man is fighting, and he's never done this before ever. At least paid.
Yes.
So I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to make a feast and we're going to celebrate. And then like
It's for Instagram, right? It's so that you can like hold it up and like look at I'm eating a giant slice of pizza.
it's bigger than my head.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
Did you take a photo?
Yeah, we did.
But we were not sure.
had a photo shoot.
Of you eating it?
No, because
we
there
didn't
was too many of us eating it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So essentially, we were all supposed to eat dinner first, and then go and have this as like a dessert or like a fight
kind of like a
pizza,
nighttime, like
snacky pizza. But because yesterday on Friday, all the patios opened because we've been in lockdown for a very long time.
Yeah.
It was very impossible to find a place. So after being starving, then we decided to pick up this pizza, but we didn't think it would be enough.
The constellation prize pizza. I was like,
bonus pizza became the main event.
Good time.
So then we just ended
and
up
the chicken
picking
wings for the guys from the bus stop.
chicken wing bus stop. So we got like a lot of like,
in there.
random appetizers and wings and that. So that's how it started. We didn't get in right away. We kind of missed a little bit of the beginning.
I don't think
Iced Tea and Coco were hosting it.
Yeah.
There was
But then the main event was refereed by
Chuck the Iceman Liddell from UFC.
Yay!
I have heard of the name, but I was not aware.
Sorry, I don't know why I did that.
He had a gorgeous jacket on. Did you guys see that?
No, that wasn't him.
That was somebody else.
Who's that?
That was like the owner of the casino that it was at.
Oh, was it really?
He was the guy with the mohawk.
Oh,
he was the ref.
Who had the? I can't remember who had the gorgeous
I think
jacket.
he was just like, I'm the owner of the Showboat Casino, and
it was
I have a sparkly jacket.
It was like, okay, so like it was very like Lady Gaga couture, where it was like a black tuxedo, but then it had like black sparkle, and I was like, my God. Anyways, it was great.
Awesome.
And what did you think that they said when they said Chuck Liddell?
Chocolate bells. I'm like,
I love chocolate. Let's do this. And we're like,
You know those Christmas bells?
Oh my God.
Bells are wrapped in foil. Like,
was it not weird too? They'd be talking about chocolate bells.
Listen. Aaron Carter was fighting Omad Badad, and I was like, okay, this is fine.
Lamar Odom.
I'm sorry.
For those who are unaware of who he is,
Okay, yes, please.
basketball player.
Yes.
And he was married to Khloe Kardashian.
Yes.
And then they were going through a divorce, and then he was at
Overdosed.
a brothel.
Yes, he did.
And either overdosed or had a heart attack.
Overdosed. Oh yes, that's right.
Overdosed that caused a heart attack.
Correct.
So then he was in the hospital. So even
For a
though they're
very
in the
long
middle
time.
of thing, Khloe went with the video cameras. I've never watched an episode of the Kardashians either, but I read enough BuzzFeed.
This was all in the news.
Yes, so this was a thing, and then they did get
But
divorced.
the overdose did not save the marriage.
So it was
Ouchie.
two former
Troubled-
drug addicts
Troubled men.
fighting together.
Yeah.
I'd also like to say that.
Odin. Fuck. Aaron's never done drugs.
Oh, yeah, okay.
He only smokes weed.
It's not a drug. I mean, in America, I mean, not here. It is.
Yeah, it is.
It's legal here, but it's
Obviously,
Okay.
Aaron is lying. Anyways, the point of the matter is that we were very bored and not watching these other people. And then there was this chat room going on
the chat
where you
was
could make
fire.
up whatever name you wanted to. So then, like, Paris Hilton and Lindsay Lohan and like K-Fed were in there, and they were just like, it was just Joe Biden.
Did you guys make
Hey, Joe Biden.
Did you guys
Michelle
make up
Carter.
a name? Did you guys do it?
We were Lou Pearlman, but then we didn't really come up with
No
anything.
one got our thing. No one
I
got
thought
our
we were
shtick.
funny. Other people were not.
You didn't
Mama
say the
Jane
thing.
was there. There was just,
I said I came back from the dead for this, and you didn't type it.
I didn't type it. I'm
You
sorry.
jerk.
But
Okay.
the annoying part is we were broadcasting to the TV, and then on the iPad, if you tried
Yeah.
to make it full screen, it would crash,
Yeah, it was so stupid.
and then it would also just randomly crash, like in the middle of the fight. So, anyways,
I was so mad
all right.
about
So,
that.
Lydia, like, talk about them walking in, or
Okay, so like, I'm going to get his name right because it's not fair for me to not say his name
Lamar
right.
Odom.
Lamar Odom was
Odom.
Odom.
I don't know.
This is what I'm saying. It's
This is
like, I'm
going
correcting
well.
you, but I'm also wrong.
Freaking say it with confidence.
Is it
Lamar?
Is it hard to say ODOM? Is that a
I
hard?
thought it was ODAM.
No.
No, okay, I'm looking at it, and it says Odom. Odom. Odom.
Just say Lamar. Just say Lamar.
Lamar.
Lamar and Aaron. Just
Lamar
go
and
with
Aaron.
that.
Fine.
We're
Okay,
first
start with
name
the
basis with
Okay.
both.
Okay. Monsieur Lamar. Okay.
Right.
Yes. Okay, so like, all right, so leading up to the night, we had a glorious feast of giant
Fried
pizza
things.
and like different fried cheese curds can be fried now. Did not realize it was late to the party about that, but anyways,
Still
we
not
had
a fan of the fried mac and cheese. Not a.
fried mac and
It's
cheese.
always
sucked.
dry and gross.
Yeah, it was
No.
gross. No, I think
Stop
that
ordering that shit.
it's like a novelty thing, but sometimes they're good. Anyways, regardless, we had pizza, we had some fried items, we had garlic bread. It was a great time, and then ice cream later. But anyways, so then you had like, it's kind of like how regular boxing matches go. Is that like, you have like these filler boxing matches until you have the main event, and where everyone loses their goddamn mind. So like, I think because of COVID, there was like a lot less people. Like, it wasn't like a full stadium.
Yeah,
It was like
half
it was just a
capacity?
small-
Yeah, it was
no,
definitely
it
half
looked like there were a lot of people in the crowd.
I
These
just
people paid $75 to $100 to be there, and the front row people paid like $500, and I'm like,
Wow.
good actually. That's price wise, it's pretty good.
why would anyone pay that?
I mean, if he was,
And then you could also pay $50 to watch it there, but in another room where it was just on the TV.
that's
Or
kinda lame.
$75 where a celebrity would join you in this room. But considering the celebrities that were on this card, I'm not sure what celebrity would be joining you in this room.
I see. Yeah. Okay. So essentially, you got all the filler. I was gonna say filler queens. This is not Drag Race.
Killer queens.
You got
That might have like spiced it up a
There you
little.
go.
That
Okay,
would be fun. Okay, sorry.
fighting drag queens,
Pulling hair, like
snatching wigs.
sparkles everywhere.
I think they fight on the lip sync ground. They don't actually fist fight. Okay, anyways. Okay, so yes, boxing. So main event. Bleh. Okay, so we have Lamar
Wonderful.
come in, and
The hype
his
man.
own theme song was being sung in front of him by a rapper. And it was a very interesting experience because like you know how like in WrestleMania, right? Or they have like the lights and then the booming music,
The
right?
pageantry.
Yeah, it's just like, and then you're just like, it's like, holy shit, it's that guy. and he's doing like his signature move, and then he walks in, and everyone's like, oh my god. This was kind of like walking through a sea of people. Like there was no like curtain, right? Where like and like clear hallway.
And was it just me, or was the staircase made of like flimsy wood?
It was made of wood.
Okay, because
right?
I was just like,
I'm like,
this banister looks like a 2x4. It was just
like a Tony DeFranco special. It's fine. You know what I mean? I'm just like, okay, like the venue was very questionable. Anyway,
his people seemed very hype.
They seemed very hype. There was like a little hype train going on, and like he was in the middle, and he had like, you know, like
he had the headgear
on,
and people were excited, like they were cheering.
It was kind of weird because I didn't see one other person come in with their helmet thing already on. But
I think they put it on like in the ring.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't know why he was wearing it.
It was very
Maybe
confusing.
he was concerned that people would touch him. I don't know.
But the thing is, like with the COVID climate, why was that entry even an option? Is my question.
Oh, because it's in the States, so things are open.
Yeah.
No,
they
but
got
like,
they got the
but like,
vaccination.
I don't mean to push everything out to WrestleMania, but I feel like WrestleMania is very clean and very well produced. Yes. You know what I mean? Or just like you got the guy, you got the screens, you got the fireworks and shit, and you got like, you know, like money, or, you know, like shit.
This was not Vegas where it would be nice and fun. This was Atlantic City, New Jersey.
Yeah, but like
which is like
no offense to New Jersey.
I'm just
from what I've heard.
So the presentation wasn't as big as WrestleMania.
It was not. It was very lackluster. That's like for and like I get who their clients were. I guess like if this was like, I don't know, like, and I'm trying to think like who would be a wrestling fight that you would want to see that's like okay, Lance Bass versus Nick Carter or something.
Wrestling, yes.
Okay, not wrestling, boxing. Boxing, I mean boxing. But you know what I mean? So like, I was expecting more fanfare than what I was getting.
So maybe,
right? Granted, the buy-in was cheap-ish.
Well, they had like scantily clad women.
They certainly tried, right? I mean, because they had the women with the cards, like doing this thing, right? You know, like
see their butts.
Yeah, I was just like a little more butt cheek would have been nice. You know, a little more cleavage would have been nice. I feel like it was more like, you know, like the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, it kind of felt like that. I'm just like, this is all right, but could you push it a little bit further? Anyways, I'm a big perv. So
I feel like if it was Vegas, maybe they would have like feathers and stuff.
True, that's true. Yeah,
maybe they had a budget, so they didn't have enough money to do that.
I don't know. Anyways, okay, so he comes in on this like plywood staircase, you know, with Mr. Hype Man going like, yo, I got a rap and it's really cool, blah, 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 blah. And like, he's like literally like rapping as he's walking into that. I'm like, yeah, like, I guess I can see this.
And it's like, okay, this is hype.
Okay, it's pretty hype. This is pretty good, right?
So he gets in the ring.
And he gets in the ring and, you know, he's doing his jumpy. And then like the guy in the ring, I must say, had a beautiful voice.
He was like Mike the Voice or something.
He's like, you know, like, and in this corner, weighing in the
ring announcer?
Yeah, like that was like good. I'm like, this man was worth the $24. Yes.
$29.
It was 29?
Yes.
Oh boy, I owe you money. Okay. Anyways, so like he was just like very like, and he was in like the white, and he's like, bah! And you're like, yeah, and you're like, so I wooed out of respect. I'm like, okay, he is, you know,
yes,
the
Lamar,
you know, not Victor. Oh my god, not yet. He was the opponent, so I'm like, yay, you know, respectfully. So I'm just like, okay, Aaron's gonna come in. This is gonna be amazing. And then we're like,
is he gonna come out to an Aaron song?
His own music, because he's literally
gonna sing?
You know, like, what's going to happen, right? Because I was expecting a lot of like, holy shit, things are gonna go down. And then
nothing of that.
It was very
underwhelming,
yeah, because like then him and like this his entourage of people come in. He seems white and pale and depressed. Like,
has a mask on?
Yeah, he has like a mask on. I'm like, okay, fair. I'm like,
like a face
mask. There was some sort of red thing on there.
I didn't get what that was.
I couldn't tell what it was.
Yeah, I didn't know what that was.
And he had a rapper, but the rapper was not actually rapping. He was mouthing. It didn't look like
he was mouthing.
He was mouthing along to whatever.
So how do you know he was a rapper?
Because I don't know.
It was like during a rap.
Because it was a rap.
Maybe
song.
He was just singing along. Maybe like if I was coming out and then they were playing like, you know, a Backstreet Boys song and you were my entourage, you'd be singing along.
Okay, so maybe that's it. But I feel like he was in the position where the other guy was, so I thought maybe.
Yeah, it just it made it look like fair. Aaron was not the opponent. It looked like this man who was lip syncing the song was, and I'm just like, Like there wasn't
But
enough.
it definitely wasn't.
So it wasn't an Aaron song. It wasn't.
No, like, it was.
I don't know
It
what
was
song
like I
it
mean,
was.
okay. His entourage was dressed in his merch.
Yes.
Like it was like the Love merch from like his Love album. So I was just like, okay. And then like his shorts were adorable because they said Carter on the back. I'm like, yeah.
Black and white.
It was black and white. It was very good. But yeah, like him coming in, it was like he wasn't hyped for it.
Until he got to the
weren't hyped for
staircase.
it.
When he got to the staircase, he did like a little
Yeah.
dance of some sort, or pushing out his punching gloves. I don't know. It was weird. It just.
I know. And then he had to take off his shirt, but then like obviously he put his
Oh no,
gloves
he
off
had his
before the
shirt on.
Yeah.
And the shirt said Icon, and the O looked like red sparkly lips, possibly, or it was just a red sparkle.
Oh,
it
yeah.
was just, we're like, oh, okay, he's gonna wear this shirt.
So he thinks
And then-
he's an icon.
But then we would take off the shirt, but then like he still had the gloves on, so it was
No,
a
he
struggle.
specifically put the gloves on, and then his guy took his shirt off, and then they were trying to get them over the gloves. It was just awkward.
It was a time.
So,
It was a
my,
time.
okay.
And Lamar was dressed as if he was
Gold
going
and
to
purple.
a public swimming pool where like his pants were falling down.
Pants were falling.
And I was like, and like later on I learned, because like I was doing some research into this fight after, he didn't even practice. He just like literally just showed up. Like
Because he knew that he was gonna
but no, I'm just like
So Lamar was wearing like black underwear underneath.
yeah,
Right,
but,
wasn't his
but like
bare ass.
So it wasn't his bare ass showing, but like the shorts like were like probably like 3 or 4 inches too big.
like 3 summers ago,
And then
where like
they're
the
just,
elastic's
like-
starting to go.
like maybe if there was like a string he could have pulled or something. Or
it was
I was like, oh, maybe Aaron's gonna pull down his pants, but he can't because you're wearing gloves. I don't know.
you could probably.
Anyway, so
It was just like-
Lydia still had the faith at this point that Aaron could possibly win. She was like, yeah, that's fine.
Because you know what? Our little man. Okay, listen.
And
listen.
he had been practicing and working out.
He
like-
did. Okay. Granted, while he was at his gym, he was knocked out by a practice trainer. Not good. He also had a rib injury. Also not good.
When did he get a rib injury?
When he was training.
Oh God.
Yeah. So he was already at a disadvantage. He had a couple.
You still had faith.
I didn't know this at the time.
Oh, okay.
Because
sorry.
I didn't do any prior research. Because they're not gonna release like, by the way, Lamar, I'm injured and depressed, and like you're not gonna say that because they're like, oh, you're injured and depressed. This is something I can use against
sorry.
you.
I thought you already knew that.
No, I learned this later.
Gotcha,
But
gotcha.
anyway,
Sorry,
Maybe
okay.
he made his excuse later. I don't know.
Yeah, so when he came out looking pale and sickly, I was like, oh, I'm still gonna believe in this
Lydia
man.
was still hyping her man.
I was like, come on. I'm like, yes, Aaron, yes, you got this. Okay. So then they're both in their corners. I think
This guy does
red.
his thing.
He was in the red
Chuck
corner.
Liddell comes out. Yes, he was in the red corner.
And then Lamar was in the blue corner. Then Chuck Liddell comes out, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, that's the guy!"
That's
I
Iceman.
honestly feel most of the crowd was
Chocolate
there.
bells.
For
Chocolate bells. Yeah.
He was, so like they were very hyped to see him. There was a few boos with Aaron, I think.
That was a lot of
was a
boos.
lot of boos. Yeah,
Nobody
and I
likes
was not
Aaron.
booing. I was like, "Yay, but obviously yelling.
She was
can't
also
hear you.
yelling, "No boo! Who's booing?"
I did.
And then she was like, everyone cheer. So she made the rest of us
I made you all cheer, and I was just like, because I'm like, you ate this pizza, you're cheering for my guy. So I made them cheer. So anyway, so then the fight. Okay, well, here's where everything.
The moment of Lydia's face was the very best.
So what
when
happened?
They stood in front of each other.
And I saw something
Not a penis.
that I was like, oh shit! Like, this is not going to go well because I didn't realize such a difference. There was a
height difference?
a height difference,
10
and
inches.
a
10
weight
inches.
difference too, which. Under normal boxing rules, you would never fight someone out of your weight class.
True.
Never. So, like, the fact that they even allowed this to happen I was like, oh.
Allegedly, Aaron is 6 feet tall, which I'm still don't believe that. But okay, that's what he decided to go with. And Lamar is 6'10".
Yeah.
So there is a minimum of 10 inches,
Yeah,
assuming
if not
that
more.
Aaron is not lying about his height, which he quite possibly is.
Yeah, and there was like
And then he allegedly was 175 pounds, and I was like, "There's no way." Like at first, I misunderstood.
well, because like he weighed in today, and this was the like they made it very like clear, and I'm just like, that's suspicious.
Did he not take a shit before this? Like I don't know. I just
Did he get on there soaking wet? Like
was somebody standing on the back of the scale?
Was he just wearing
Do you remember,
all his
like,
clothes?
It's
Maybe.
like, and when people would hire people at DeFasco, they used to put bricks in their pockets. Do you remember that?
No, I do not.
No, okay. This is like we're steel.
Maybe
town,
he put
so
on more
there was, like, a
clothes
weight
to get
restriction.
175.
So
It
he's
just-
probably wearing a parka. Who knows?
Yeah.
It was just
You
like
never know.
I was like, oh,
There's
okay.
no way he weighs 175 pounds.
I mean, maybe he does.
150 max.
And then Lamar was like 239-ish or something.
It was like there was quite a height
So,
and weight difference.
I think they said something like it was like 63 pound difference or something like that.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, you know what?
Then
Even though this looks bad, this looks like a failing argument. I'm like, okay, but
I believe at one point I said, "Is Aaron going to suckle his nipple because that's where his head
he was right at like nipple level." But okay, the thing is with boxing, right? The thing is with boxing. Just because that's the thing, right? Because I mean, like the smaller guy is faster, the bigger guy gets tired quicker.
like Andre. the
stamina,
Giant.
right?
Right,
Stamina.
exactly. So like you could still be small and you could still win. Okay.
I was wondering if you were allowed to punch in the junk. Apparently, you're not.
No.
I felt
So,
like
like,
that would have been useful for
How
them.
every other boxing match I've ever seen is kind of like this, right? Like you have your hands in front of your face and you do like this like dance around.
You do like a jiggle almost.
Yeah, you kind of do this thing, right? And the opponent is punching you in the stomach to try to get you to lower your hands. So once you lower your hands, then you go in. Okay, so like there's
they punch you in the
there's face,
Yeah.
there's chest, there's stomach. I don't think you're allowed to punch below the belt. No kicking and weird shit. That's when MMAs are.
MMA. MMA. Don't
Thank
worry.
you.
Don't worry.
Not much easy video awards. Mixed martial arts. That's like UFC shit when you start like using your legs and shit.
Yes.
So boxing is just like pretty much upper body punch. Who's gonna go down first? That's and then like. If neither of you go down, then it's like after like 3 rounds, they base it on points. Like, well, he got this many hits in these target spots, blah blah blah.
Yeah, so they were supposed to have 3 rounds.
Right. Yeah. So it was supposed to be 3 rounds. The agreement was if he got knocked out in the first round, he was going to give his RV to Lamar with the keys and everything.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, so they're not getting like cash or anything.
No. They get paid.
Okay.
No. Yeah. They get paid by the venue.
He has
Right.
an RV.
Apparently.
Okay.
So yeah. So anyways, so in this fight, there was still that. I'm like, okay, maybe.
So you still had like,
I'm like,
Lydia
he's
still
gonna
had
be,
faith.
You had
gonna be
some hope.
fast
Oh, okay.
because he did like a lap around and he was
So
like,
what if Lamar won? What was he gonna get?
no, like I don't think anything.
Okay.
I think because he was like hyping himself up, like I know I'm gonna knock Aaron out in the first round, and then Aaron's like, that's not gonna happen. If you knock me on the first round, I'll give you my RV.
Oh.
It was kind of like a
Okay.
just like a boasting.
Screw you,
Like
man.
a confidence.
Right,
for himself.
right, exactly.
Okay.
So then I was like, okay, I still got faith in my man because he's small and mighty.
Were you drinking at all?
No,
No, actually.
surprisingly, yeah. So I'm like, okay, it can still be done. It can still be done as long as you have good form, right? You have the good form, like I mentioned, hands in front of the face. You wait for your opponent to make a stupid move, and you fucking punch him in the ribs. And you're like, yes, TKO, right? You're like, it can happen,
Yes.
guys.
Yes.
What happened next?
Do tell, Lydia.
Was
Paint the picture for us.
yeah, okay. So like imagine trying to punch the Eiffel Tower. It was a mess. It was an absolute mess.
Flailing his arms up, which he might have gotten if you. I think
Like-
Lamar was just like, "What is this?" Like
His
this-
form
Like
was
a little
that.
mosquito.
Yeah, it was.
And then, so you're like, okay. And then at some point, I don't even know how he did this.
Yes.
He got like his hand over Lamar's head.
Yes.
And I was like, how? How are you able to?
He jumped.
No. He was doing some twirling.
That was later on.
Well, okay. Yeah, that
So
was,
then Lamar punches him, and then and then he trips and falls backwards.
yeah, like there was like every move that you're not supposed to do in boxing was performed during this time. And I'm like, and I'm not shitting on Aaron. I was just like,
He trained for this.
This is the thing that was confusing
So if you
me.
train, you should
the
know.
the form was not there. There was flailing. I just.
And then when it looked like, so then Aaron got back up and it looked like something exciting was going to happen, and then the feed crashed.
It kind of looked like his arms, though. Like, you made the analogy of, like, you know, like the older brother holds the younger brother back
and then when
by
you're trying
his
to do
forehead,
this,
and then he's, like, doing this.
Yes.
Or, like, you know that Simpsons where they're like, I'm going to start doing this.
And if you get in my way,
like, that's what Aaron looked like. He looked like he was just like, ah!
Yeah. I mean, like, at one point, I'm not sure when in the fight, if it was round 1 or 2, he did land 12 headshots. Was that the second part?
That was the first part.
That was the first
when
part?
he was just wildly flailing.
Okay, and like that was like, oh shit, okay,
okay.
like this has promise, because a headshot, you're like, ugh, you know what I mean? Like you get your guy confused, right?
But Lamar
he
didn't
look like
seem to be affected.
It honestly seemed like it had touched him, perhaps. I don't know.
I mean, like that was impressive. But
so then it crashes, and we're
the
like,
feed
what
crashed,
the hell
and we're
is
like,
going on?
fuck.
So then we like refresh the page, and suddenly he's sitting in his corner again. We're like, we don't know who won round 1. We're gonna assume it's Lamar, but
because he's still standing. But we're like, okay, come on, Aaron. You got 3 rounds. It's okay. So he made it to the second round, and
there was some fighting, and then there was a lot of twirling.
yeah, the twirling.
So why was
the
the twirling happening?
See, this was. I've never seen this.
Oh,
in a
also, I
boxing
think
match.
we forgot to mention that when Aaron first got into the ring, he was like fucking jumping around like a bunny.
He was.
I
He
don't
was.
know.
And like that's why I was like, oh, this guy, you know, he's gonna
Lydia's like, oh yeah, he's like springing around. He's
yeah,
got
like you know, he's like a agile. It's gonna be great because he's gonna be. Like,
But he
small.
wasted energy then.
Yes.
He was just trying to avoid being hit by Lamar, so he thought if he like spun away from the punches,
Yeah.
that.
But then I'm not sure if Lamar hit him, or he tripped, or he got
was-
dizzy and then just fell to the ground.
It was very confusing.
There was like so
He definitely Lamar landed some hits.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
That I definitely think affected him.
Yeah.
Yes, because at the end you could see that Aaron was very red in certain parts, and we're like, okay, so obviously he got hit. But then after he had like fallen, then he's like on the ground. And he's like,
right. There was a lot of shoving. That's what, like, in Aaron's live later that I'll tell you about, there was a lot of shoving, which is not supposed to happen in boxing, but I thought it happened in boxing.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's it's allowed.
Yeah,
I don't
so he's
think he
like-
knows what he's talking
he's
about.
on the ground, and then Chocolate Bells
Chocolate Bells comes over.
Was he giving him like a pep
Like,
talk?
it looked like he was giving him a pep talk, and then
But he's the ref, so you're not supposed to do that.
and I was just
Right.
like, is this what they normally do? But then
No.
it's like, okay, pep talk, okay, he's getting up. And it kind of looked like he was putting his hand up to like get Chocolate Bells to help him up or something. And
But
then
he was just waving like
but
this.
then we're like, is this fucking clown giving up? And,
And this was about 45 seconds?
it was at 57
Sorry,
seconds.
57 seconds into the entire fight,
The
which we have
second
been
round.
waiting the entire night for, lasted 57 seconds.
Oh, round 2 lasted 50 seconds.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Round 1, we don't know what.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
Sorry.
But yes, and then so then Chuck proudly stands up and declares the match over. We're like, what?
And they didn't do that thing where, like, they lift the arm. You know what I mean? Like,
did.
They did?
After.
Like, with both of them beside them?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they did? Okay. Did I miss that?
Yeah, it was just weird.
I think I was just, I
were
may
more
have
confused.
blacked out from, like,
I was
sadness.
confused about what his hat was doing.
We were
because
very
it was-
confused at that time because then they end it and then you know they're taking their stuff off, you know, their helmets and whatnot.
Oh,
And then Aaron is smiling like a freak.
biggest smile on his face ever.
As if he
He's
won the
fucking-
match.
I'm like, does he know that he didn't win?
And
Or,
everybody's
like,
hugging.
Yeah.
and we're just like,
Yeah.
okay. And like the other, I guess, people hug. So I guess there's not really a rivalry between these guys. But it was just like, he went and gave him a big hug. And then they did the thing. And then he's like hugging the refs and hugging everybody and smiling. And I'm like,
I was like, what?
I'm like, what is happening?
You're the happiest loser.
And I was like, I'm like, did he bet against himself?
I mean,
So I think
yeah,
that you guys were confused by that. By all the glee on Aaron's face that maybe you missed
I'm
the.
like, does he think
Maybe.
that he won because
He
the match
quit?
is over and he thinks quitting makes you the winner? I don't, like, it made no
I mean,
sense.
I can understand from, like, a normal person's point of view. Like, if I was like, hey, garbage man, I'm having a problem with my garbage man, so I'm just gonna put this out here. fucking hate you. Let's box. And he's like, yeah, bitch, all right, it's on at this time. And I'm like, yeah, it's on. And then I'm just like, oh fuck, I have to fight a garbage man. I have to train.
This man like lifts lots of things.
He lifts garbage for a living, and I just work at an office. Fuck my life. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna go train. Oh fuck, I got knocked out and I broke my ribs. Training is not going well. Okay.
Got to save face.
I am not giving up. I'm not giving up. So I'm gonna go to like fucking the pavement next door to my house and fight this garbage man. And then I get my ass kicked. If I quit, I'm gonna be pretty fucking happy about it, because I'd be like, you know what? I gave it my best. I lost.
I showed up.
I don't have to worry about him anymore. When we see each other on the street, we're gonna be like, remember that time you kicked my ass? Like, yeah, that was hilarious. I started my recycling. Please tell me that. You know, like, so I feel like he was happy because he was relieved.
I think so.
Okay.
Sorry, that's my long story short.
What I'm kind of hearing is that I would really like to watch a fight with Lydia the garbage.
Yes, exactly.
He's like an old man with white hair. I can.
So you could take them.
He gets out of the garbage truck and
muscle legs.
Like a statue.
Shit.
Oh, so tall.
So all I see is his one arm, and he's like, do you know how to recycle? And it's like, no. He's like, you need to recycle. And then my husband comes out, he's like, move along, sir. This is a real story.
recycling is not complicated.
I just don't have another bin. I don't want to take the time. I'm working on it this weekend. I'm going to buy another bin. I have
Nobody's judging you.
No,
It's
okay, but I have like a very special garbage can. It's called the Slim Jim, and Rubbermaid makes it. It's very good. Yeah, it's a good garbage can, and I'm getting it this weekend. So I'm going to store my garbage next week, I promise. But that's not the point. If I had to fight him, I would have been nervous too.
Card for a podcast, so the garbage man can listen.
So he would think.
I'm not gonna recycle it.
Yeah, I know.
Oh
So like, I don't know where the hell I am so sorry.
Back to Aaron. I was going to say Aaron. No, Aaron Carter.
Yes. Okay. So back to Aaron. So
he's relieved
gleeful,
and smiling.
So I think that's where that feeling came from. Of just
Probably.
relief, right?
Maybe.
Because like I know that if I talked big, and I would have felt relieved too. Which is the
so
whole
he's like,
garbage man.
okay. And this is a goal that he's worked to for several months. We honestly didn't think he would. We'd figure he'd forget about it or whatever. And he
Or quit
he made it there.
He
so
did.
he showed up. So
He did.
kudos to you for don't sue us. Anyways,
He's not gonna sue us.
I don't know. He's not listening.
For what?
Defamation?
I don't know, because it was all true things, so I don't know. Anyway, so there you go. So you said you watched a live afterwards?
Yeah. So okay. So Aaron is like an enigma. He's on
good word to use.
He's on different social platforms. He used to be on Twitter a lot. Now he stopped tweeting. So then he usually goes on Instagram more. So then I thought I was following on Instagram. I wasn't, but now I am, because he had a private Instagram, which confuses me, because in his Instagram lives, can that go public to anyone or just your followers?
He's private. So because he's private, only his followers can see it.
But people can record it
And then
and
post
post
it.
it.
Yeah.
Which I think
No,
has been
like,
some sort of issues.
There was haters in the
Also
live.
enjoys sometimes. It depends on the day. Some days he enjoys haters. Sometimes he just hates them.
Plus, I think he just approves anyone to follow him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Well, on Twitter, remember he was just randomly following people because I was
Yes.
on a bus at 3 a.m. and Olivia was like, "Why is Aaron Carter following me right now? What the hell did you do? You're my only friend in common." I'm like, "I did nothing. I don't know. Maybe he's looking at people's friends list and stuff."
I don't know. Well, so anyway, so he has only.
He does follow our Boy Band Break Twitter account, and as should you at Boy Band Break.
Yeah, you should.
Yes.
Woo!
Right.
be more like Aaron, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Maybe not that.
Yeah,
Just
so
the following part.
Okay, so he was doing a live, and essentially, like on the live, he had a lot of trolls on the live, and so he could just mostly kept replaying the 12 hits. the 12 headshots. So I was
That he
like,
did?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like that's why I'm just like, okay. And then people were like, "You're still playing the same clip, idiot." And then he just like it was a time. Anyways, but
And was
once-
he sad or was he?
No,
Was
no,
he at
he
the
was
hotel
Yeah,
then?
he was in his hotel room and
Was
like
his girlfriend there?
no, she came in near the end.
Okay.
But like she wasn't on camera. Like you just hear her talking
Oh,
like
okay.
that. She opened the door and it wasn't even like a really nice hotel room. It was just kind of like had like a green curtain. I was like, ugh, like that's old. I know it could have just been New Jersey, guys.
Yeah.
So anyways, he was just saying like like he was proud of himself and he just like so okay. This is where I said like the Gen Z boxing because he's just like yeah, I quit. Why the fuck would I go back there and have my head beat in? Am I an idiot? Like, no, that's why I quit. And I'm just like, that is like sound
So
reasoning.
he did admit that he sucks in
But
comparison.
that was sound reasoning. Because I'm just like, okay. Because like, I was, okay.
Lord knows the other day has enough brain damage.
I know that like as a fan of boxing, not that I'm like a super duper fan of boxing, but just like from like the 80s boxing, I was expecting a lot of like bleh, like the spit going
With the
some
blood, some teeth,
a tooth, a
Right?
bite perhaps.
Some of the other boxers earlier on in the night were like toothless. People were like, "It's Tiger King's husband." And it
Oh, that was so funny. That was so
Oh,
funny.
God,
The
that's
comments were fire. Yeah.
Oh,
I think like every event should have like a comment section
Yeah.
because it just really
It adds
up.
to the
It did.
entertainment.
It totally did. It totally
Excellent.
did. Yeah. And then like all the haters that were in his chat, he was like, "Oh, these are all Backstreet fans. Fuck them." And I was like, "Oh boy." So he's definitely got
He's always
some,
against the Backstreet
he's got some
fans.
like
issues.
Yes.
deep-seated stuff. I was surprised that like his family wasn't in the front row watching.
Which family?
see?
Which family?
Well, like
Which-
the sisters or like the mom.
He hasn't talked to Angel since last year, I believe.
Has
Oh,
it?
way longer than
2
that.
years at
Has it
least.
been?
And that's his twin. I think he still talks to BJ.
Pretty
but
sure he still talks to his mom. They were on Dr. Phil together.
Sometimes. One time he left her in a desert. I don't
know
Oh, yeah.
if she's still alive.
I just like there
she
wasn't
still
enough
alive?
hype men for him there. I think he
Yeah.
needed more support. Which
Like,
was
I would at least thought that his girlfriend would. I don't know. Maybe she was, and we just didn't see her. But I didn't think.
she's pregnant too, though, right?
Yes.
So maybe she wanted to stay safe in the hotel
I
room.
don't know. But if my boyfriend was fighting, I would walk in as the entourage and shit.
I'd be in a fucking bikini.
Remember, like what Miss Elizabeth and
Yeah.
Yeah,
And Macho Man, yeah.
yeah, you come in.
It's like, this is my guy. This is my guy.
Or
Oh,
a sparkly dress or something.
yeah, or boa for the boas or some
Right.
fringe,
You know,
something
for
I don't know.
support, but maybe she was the celebrity in one of the other rooms hosting. I don't know.
Yeah,
guys.
yeah, she is a celebrity.
Maybe
on
she was at the casino.
Benz.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe she was just like, I don't want to be here. I don't know. Who knows?
I don't know. I just I just feel like he didn't have enough support. But also,
He's the cause of maybe not having
I feel like
Possibly, yeah.
maybe they can't afford to go to Atlantic City. Because I think the sister lives in Florida, and I don't know where the mom is right now. Possibly
I'm not really
in a
sure.
desert. I don't know.
The last I heard about Jane Carter was Aaron left her on the side of the highway.
Right.
That's
so
the last I heard
We
of
don't
her.
know if she's alive.
And that was like 2
She's
years
obviously
ago.
alive. We would have heard if she wasn't alive.
Would you?
Would you?
I don't
Anyways,
I hope so, anyway.
Where
I have
they
no
going
idea
with
where
her?
BJ is.
She used to be in Florida. I don't know.
Maybe they don't talk.
And
Obviously, Leslie passed away.
Leslie's deceased. Yeah.
Angel had a restraining order against Aaron. just
Angel
like
did
Nick.
too?
Yes.
2 years ago.
Oh,
was it?
damn.
2 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay, so Nick and Angel put restraining orders.
At
Yes.
the same time.
Yes.
At the same
Oh,
time.
did they? Okay, was that during like the guns portion of his
Yes.
life?
Yes.
I
Okay,
see.
so was there any more about this, or do you want to go into more Aaron stuff?
Oh,
So
okay.
what else was happening in this live? Did you watch the whole thing? Or
I
did you
watched
get
the entire thing. It was 11 minutes.
Oh, that's pretty short for him.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, essentially, he was just saying like, he's considered it a win because he made it past the first round. Like, agreed.
Okay, yeah.
And he's just like, if you were like, he hit that, Lamar's punches felt like a freight train. I'm like, yeah, that would feel that way if you were being punched by someone. So
Yeah.
He did say that in the ring. He did say, like, how does it feel or whatever. And he's like, oh, I felt like I was hit by a freight train.
yeah,
I do recall
he
that.
said the same thing in the live. And then also in the live, he was constantly repaying that one clip of where he was doing good. And I mean, like, I feel like no offense, I would probably do the same if it was me and the garbage man. I'd be like, look, I kicked him in the nuts 6 times, guys. I'm gonna have it on repeat. And then people in my life would be like, yeah, Lydia, but you still lost. And I'd be like, but look at the nuts, guys.
You know what, honestly, though, all about positivity.
I can see that.
And, for yourself. For example, we got that really terrible review when we did that Fringe Festival play.
Yeah.
The Super Sexy Cowboy Bachelor Extravaganza.
Was the best part about the...
And it was a horrible review because it was an actual... we are not theater people. We just did it for fun. But the actual theater guy from the local paper came and was all like, blah, 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 this sucks, da, da, da. The title is the best part. So
Is the best thing.
So I was like a bit upset about this review. And then I was like... So then I just wrote, the Super Sexy Cowboy Bachelor Extravaganza, ... is the best thing. Gary Smith, Hamilton Spectator. And then we just put that on all of our posters. And I was like, yes, that's right. He did say these words.
He did. I mean, we omitted some
we
information.
added out a paragraph.
Yeah.
But, whatever. So, you got to believe in yourself. And so good for Aaron.
Yeah,
for,
yeah. And he's just like, I'm going to move forward with things. And just like, he's like, I considered it a win. I didn't lose my RV. I got paid to be here. And I'm just like, you know what? Like, that's pretty reasonable. I think that's pretty reasonable.
Got a free night hotel stay.
Right.
They probably fed him food.
Probably.
Yes.
So, like, I mean, like, if I was...
Some positives.
Like me and the garbage man, if we were fighting at the Sheridan, I'd be like, this is a day away from my house. This is nice. Okay, I got punched in the tits.
A day away from recycling.
I got punched in the tits, but you know what? I won.
Where is
in my
Aaron
head
living now?
What?
Is he in Vegas? No,
No,
he's
in California somewhere.
Aaron.
Aaron, where does he live currently? I know that he moved. He was supposed to have a house party, and then he moved from that house.
Oh yeah, that.
Remember that? Yeah, it was supposed to be a bus, and then it was supposed to be like a there was.
I don't know, to be honest.
Anyways, I think he's on the West Coast.
He's on West Coast time, yeah. So
all right, Lydia.
Yeah.
Do you have any other Aaron things you'd like to talk about?
Well, I
still have some time if you want to discuss.
I want to quickly jump into his bio because
sure.
I feel like he deserves it. And I had to arm wrestle you guys into talking about Aaron today. So I'm going to take all the time I can to talk about Aaron.
Okay.
So, anyway, so just cut me off when we're running out of time. Okay, so essentially, so there's this very, very good YouTube channel called After They Were Famous. And it had a really deep dive into Aaron's life. And I'm like, deeper than I learned shit that I didn't even know. Granted, I've also been kind of an absentee fan. So I haven't really been all up to date on his stuff. I know that there were dog kidnappings or something. There's been
bad stuff.
It's been wild for some time.
So Lydia became a fan of Aaron back when he first came out. I think we saw him
out. That came later.
I think it was maybe we were on the hit list and there was a music video that had Nick Carter in it.
yes,
It was, I don't remember which one it was, the Aaron one. I was like,
they did a song together. I think for Aaron's first album, when he was 10.
Yeah.
And it was like...
I forget what it's called.
I will tell you.
I think he did the rap, right?
His main hits were Crazy Little Party Girl, Crush on You, and then Aaron's Body.
I think it might have been Crush on You. He might have been briefly in it.
Oh,
it
yes,
was like they were in a
basketball
park or
card.
Yeah, the basketball one.
And
Yeah.
I was like, that kid looks like Aaron. I'm like, that looks like Nick. And then we realized at the end it said Aaron Carter. We're like, oh, okay. So that's when we kind of saw him on TV then.
Yeah.
And obviously we used to see a lot of his music videos.
Yeah, because YTV had the hit list and it was good, and that was the golden era of boy bandery.
That's where you saw all the bands.
You know what I mean? It was good shit. It was good shit. You know what I mean? This is before YouTube, guys. We're old as fucking shit.
Yeah.
So I mean, not.
We're the same age as
right?
you.
Forgot. Okay.
Oh my God.
Sorry. Anyways, it was a time. The internet was early. It was a time.
And we were in boy band stuff. We liked Nick. We went and saw Aaron in concert a few times.
Yeah. I'm just gonna put this out there. I think that his life could have changed had I had been at the music video shoot, but someone did not want to convince Mom, so therefore this is why Aaron is going down the tumultuous path, because he did not meet me, see these gazungas, and fall in love.
Did you have gazungas as a child?
No, I was chubby though, so
okay, I
they
guess
could have been an illusion of gazungas.
Okay, first of all, we didn't talk much about it. I think I was working, and you also have a mouth that you can speak to Mom.
Yes, but I don't have the debate. I don't have the
You should have said to me, "Hey, Chinzia, I really want to be in this Aaron music video."
Oh, I just didn't.
And I would have done
figured
it.
you knew that was my husband. But anyways, okay. So and then the reason why Aaron appealed to me more than the Nick thing is because Aaron's actually closer in age to me than Nick is.
Although you are older than him.
Only by 2 years. Because I was born in 85, he was born in 87. December 7, 1987. Aaron Charles Carter. This is the thing that it goes, as a teenager, you blast into your mind and you're just like, his favorite chocolate bar is Twix. And
She did eat Twix for the longest time.
remember, he came to Hamilton. I stole the garbage from his... I stole Kurt's garbage.
We knew he was staying at the Sheridan.
In
Because
Hamilton.
it was across the street from the venue. And then some girl that we were with, who I do not recall who it was.
The one who was afraid of elevators?
Said, oh, he's on the 11th floor or something. And we're like, cool, let's go. And she's like, I'm scared of elevators. So we fucking walked up 11 flights of stairs. Why? And then it got to this like hallway where he allegedly was. We don't even know. And the girl's like, yes, that's his room. Did we knock on the door to his room? I'm pretty sure we did not.
We just stole his garbage and ran
So there
for
was
it.
some McDonald's garbage bag thing outside of the room.
Yeah.
And this girl's like, yes, this is Aaron. And we had read magazines where like he was talking about like Jane would get annoyed when he would come back from tour and leave his food outside his room, like his plates and stuff. And she's like, this is not a hotel. So we're like, we know Aaron does this and we use his shit. So we're like, this is probably his McDonald's
This must be his garbage. I kept that garbage like in pristine condition for so long.
Yeah. There was no like food particles in it. It was just
How
like,
long
I never
did you
looked
keep it for?
inside the garbage.
oh, you didn't?
I was just like, I was too
So
scared.
Lydia
I'm
was
like,
like,
Aaron, touch this garbage.
How long
then-
did you keep it for, Lydia?
And then her one friend went to Darien
Keith.
Lake.
Keith.
No, hold on, we'll get to that.
Oh, no, okay.
Went to Darien Lake
yes.
and like took pictures of Aaron and Leslie when they were there, and they were like climbing up that
The
thing,
rope,
that
stupid rope thing where like you
can
turn around and
guys-
fall.
Anyways, and
Stupid.
in these, he had these running shoes on.
Yeah.
So Lydia's frenemy.
Well, yeah, he was my friend at the time, but you've heard about Keith on
Yes,
this podcast.
we heard, yes.
He
Yes.
owns the bakery, and
Yes,
I just want
we
to go
know.
in there and be like, remember me? Yeah, okay.
And then you'd be like, hi, Lydia. And you'll be like, oh, hi.
It's like, oh shit. Remember the time I gave you my shoes?
So he had the exact same shoes and the exact same size according to the teen magazines.
Yes.
So when he outgrew these shoes, he gifted them to Lydia.
I
He was
had
like-
them in a box.
And they were
I
in the
was
box
like,
and everything.
"Ah," and I had the picture of him with the shoes on. I'm like,
Like, so-
he had these shoes on. Like, I was
So Lydia
insane.
was-
You didn't have those shoes.
No.
No. Keith's shoes
I washed
with a
them.
picture of, yes.
I washed them. But still, I was just like, I was kind of obsessed with Aaron a lot.
Just a smidge. You had a whole binder of things.
Oh, I still have that green binder.
Yes,
yeah,
you
and I
do.
was like, should I mail this to Aaron? Like, what am I going to do with this? I don't know. Like,
There's lots of things.
There's
So
lots of
Lydia
things.
was a very huge
I was a
Aaron
huge
fan.
fucking Aaron fan. And then
We
like,
went to a concert together?
We've gone to concerts.
Yeah, at Massey
When
Hall.
did you ask the question how much we took? I can't remember.
yeah, I think so. I can't remember.
And you had a poster with the ring
It's
on
funny
it.
because if you see it, then like we're there, and then it cuts, and then I turn around to go take pictures of Leslie because she was behind us. And
Yeah,
it was like,
yeah, it was
So-
a time. And I remember at Massey
That
Hall, I was like
was-
crying. I like because we were in like
We
the
had
worst
shitty seats.
and I
We
had
had
binoculars, and I could see Aaron. He was like this big, and I'm like,
girl ran on stage during that concert.
Yeah,
and then
maybe.
they, like security took her
Yeah,
off.
I
It was
think
very
so.
entertaining.
It was,
And then
it
we
was-
ran from Massey Hall to Much Music
Yeah,
together
remember?
because we tried to go ahead of time to get wristbands, and
they-
they're like, we're not giving them out
Yeah,
now.
yeah, I remember that. It was brutal. Anyways, so I was a big fan, obviously, which is why I guess I still have that passion in my heart for
She
Aaron.
would always listen to the songs and stuff, and
Like, okay,
She
morbid,
made, like-
morbid. I'm gonna mention this morbid. So like, I was okay. So cassette tapes. I was listening. Okay, and he had this song "Girl You Shine," right? Do you remember
Girl,
that?
you shine
like reflections on the water. And like literally, I was like, and like in the morning, I'd listen to him like, yeah. Oh my God, girl, you shine. I'm in like my school uniform, and then like I go into my Nona's room to like say hello, and I'm just like, Chinzy, I think Nona's dead, and then Chinzy's like, Nona's not dead, and then
like,
she
come here.
goes,
And I'm like, okay. And then Nana was like on her side, so I go to shake her, and then she turns over, and she was definitely dead.
She was super
and
dead.
her eyes were open, and her
no.
mouth was open. It was very traumatizing.
Yeah.
And then we're like, Enrico, can you... Why? We're pretty sure Nana's dead. What? No, she's not. I'm like, yes, she is. Like, she was...
So like Aaron was there that morning
So
in
she
my
was
cassette
like,
tape.
and this is going to sound spoiler alert or whatever, this trauma trigger, whatever.
Trigger warning.
Trigger warning. she was only dead for a brief period of time because like her top, because she was lying on her side, that part was all cold, but when I turned her over, this part was all warm.
Oh yeah,
and it was
she like died in her sleep,
but she was like already rigid. And
anything
stuff.
sinister or anything.
Anyway,
so Aaron was playing that morning. I was playing him that morning.
We were all in a really good mood that morning.
I was like, it was yeah. So anyways,
both their parents were also not there.
My dad woke us up at like 6 a.m. because he couldn't find his keys. That was it.
Yeah,
and we were all like looking for it, couldn't find it.
And we're like, should we wake up Nona? And they're like, no,
don't let Nona sleep, whatever. And then we found the keys. Then Dad took off. So this was probably around like 7:30ish. I don't know if we went back to bed or whatever.
Yeah, we went back to bed. Yeah,
got ready. I was like, okay.
And then Mom went for a walk.
So yeah, and then Mom was out of the house, so she had gone for a walk. So it was just us kids, and we're just like, oh my god. So that was
very traumatizing.
Very traumatizing.
Yeah, so whenever I think of that song, I think back on that day, and I'm like, I'm not gonna listen to this cassette tape anymore. And then also cassettes are obviously a dead format. Oh! I didn't mean it like that. Anyways. Yes. Okay. Can I still talk about Aaron?
Sure.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So essentially. Okay. So he was born. Okay, so technically he was born in Tampa, but they actually moved to Tampa from New York because Nick was born in New York. Did you guys know this?
Yes, we know this. Yes.
His parents used to own a bar.
Oh, really?
And they would play music and stuff.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, because that was something I learned. I'm like, oh my god.
Then they moved down to Tampa, and that's when they had the nursing home.
Yeah, so they had to open the retirement home, and then they had siblings were Nick, BJ, Leslie, and Angel. He attended Frank DeMiles Elementary School and Ruskin Elementary School. Okay, so then what happened? So then his main hits were Crazy Little Party Girl, Aaron's Party, and Crush on You. That was like what's
before becoming a solo artist, he was in a band called Dead End.
I know, I was going to mention that. Yes. Okay,
he was 7.
He made TV appearances on Sabrina Teenage Witch.
Everyone does.
Seventh Heaven.
Everyone does.
Lizzie McGuire.
Let's not forget Lizzie McGuire.
Dancing with the Stars, and Nickelodeon's Figure It Out. So then he did date Hilary Duff, Lindsay Lohan, and
at the same time,
which did not bode well for him. And then also Paris Hilton after Nick broke up. Yeah.
Yes.
Yikes. Okay.
That was not a good period of time.
No, exactly. Okay, so then he started his career at 7 because of Nick's popularity. Ouch. Living in the shadow of the big brother. I can see where that can be difficult.
Yeah. And the parents wanted another cash cow, so...
Of course they did, yeah. And then he started performing for a global audience at the age of 10. And then he attended the rock school, opened up Dead End with his classmates. After 2 years, he left to focus on a solo career. Then Aaron was the opening act for Backstreet in Germany in 1997. Then a record deal came, and he released the self-titled album Aaron Carter, which had Crush on You, Surfing USA, and Crazy Little Party Girl, which, by the way, Rico ruined, because it goes like this. Crazy little party girl, how I love her. Rico the asshole says, crazy little Nazi girl worships Hitler. And I'm like, you're an asshole, Rico!
Oh my god,
do you remember?
He also changed in sync. I want you back to I bopped your cat.
Oh my god!
And we recently realized he meant bop as in fucked the cat.
Yes, correct. Yes.
So Rico was not a fan of the boy bands and was a douche.
Not the greatest brother ever. I'm just like,
also made like a Cyril Joe song, didn't we?
He was in a music video. He was in a few music videos with Cyril Joe.
Who was in a few music videos? No, I'm talking about when you redid the lyrics for some Aaron songs.
I don't know. But I just remember Crazy Little Nazi Girl. Because how can you not?
We do not agree with that.
No, we do not. I was very mad when he did that. I'm like, Rico! Anyways, okay, so then afterwards, in the year 2000, he came up with the album Aaron's Party, Come Get It! Which was so good. It was when it was released, it was certified platinum and hit number 4 on Top Billboard's 200. Then into the
what are we going to do?
Then in 2001, Aaron released featuring Aaron, I'm Not Too Young and Not Too Old, and I'm All About You.
Maybe that's the one.
One that he did with Nick. I'm Not Too Young and Not Too Old.
Yes.
Nick was not too old. Aaron was not too young.
That was good.
I think so too.
Okay, so then he released one more album, Not Another Earthquake, that's pretty much where that stopped. Okay, and then afterwards, most of his problems generated from puberty, because he had the voice change, which can obviously impact your career, adulthood, which
parents divorcing,
eating disorders, lots of legal issues, drug abuse, and bankruptcy. Yes. So he had a lot happen to him in a short period of time. Because with child actors, you get a lot of
Especially if you don't have a good support system.
This is the thing, like, and then like the parents were like
Drugs,
fighting, and
the parents were just like wanting to like have the two famous sons and whatever.
Yeah, it was just like a very toxic family. If you watched House of Carters, oh sorry, he was also in House of Carters, obviously.
I did not watch all of that.
It
wasn't that great.
It was
not
great.
It was very yikers.
Yeah.
And then
So he did go through a lot of shit.
He really did.
And I believe he was also managed by Lou Pearlman at some point, right?
He was.
So
and then that's why the legal
we
problems
don't know
happened.
if anything specifically happened with Lou, and we're never going to know because Lou passed away, right? So
I mean, from what Aaron said that nothing ever happened between him and Lou.
Okay, so maybe.
But also Nick said that too. And I believe things happened with Nick because, I mean, he's Nick. He's fucking gorgeous. If I was Lou, I would have gone straight for Nick.
Okay, Lydia.
Sorry, I'm just saying,
there's a lot of people stealing. So essentially, Aaron kind of got into the biz because he wanted to be like his older brother. Because Nick and Aaron are 10 years apart, I believe, right? 9 years apart. And when Aaron was like still very young, that's when Nick was already on tour with the Backstreet Boys and stuff. So this was like something that he could kind of be a part of his brother and stuff like that. He got a lot of fame. He collected Beanie Babies. There was quite a few fans would give him shit. So you go from being just like. They went from being a very poor family, with no music business connections, nothing, to suddenly having an international pop star as a son.
Right. Yes.
A bunch of useless daughters, I guess. I don't know because
Angel was a model. Angel was a model at one point.
She wanted to be a cook at one point.
Okay.
Leslie kind of tried to get into the music industry, and obviously that did not go well. I don't know what the hell BJ was doing, but it just seems that the parents were using them against each other and using them to create money and all this other stuff. So, I can 100% sympathize with all that stuff.
Okay, because, I implore you to please, I know that in recent years he's been very problematic. I know. But I implore you to take a look and say, he's just a human being going through life and he's making mistakes, yes. But don't we all, guys? You know what I mean? I just think that, I don't know if this is, nostalgia Lydia talking, probably nostalgia Lydia, because, this was a time in my life where I didn't have fucking bills, and I wasn't in a fight with the garbage man. You know what I mean? This life was simpler back then, okay? So that's why, because, even when I was, reading through the track listings, I'm like, fuck yeah, I remember this song. Yeah, this is my birth. There's another shit. It's funny, come get it, right? And then,
were you that angry like that?
No, it's just
yeah, that's not angry, that's an exciting.
Sorry, it gets you hyped, right? It's everyone together, sing aloud, come get it, jump on, come get it, what? Come get it, sing it, come get it. And you're
now that I see the excitement.
Yeah, it's so good.
Obviously, these songs were all ingrained in Lydia's head. And do you remember
I still fucking know the lyrics.
Do you remember when you stopped liking Aaron? Did he just stop putting out albums?
He did stop putting out albums, right? And that's and that was before social media really gave us a platform to talk to celebrities, because the only way we got to see them is in Bop Magazine, is through their music, is through their interviews on MTV or whatever, right? But it was an era, because he was in
untouchable, I guess.
Well, because he was I was Justin Bieber before Justin Bieber was a thing, which is true. Yeah. Which is true. But because Justin Bieber came out in the time of social media, it's so different because your fans can support you. Your fans can run a GoFundMe to have an album or whatever.
O-Town self-funded.
Right. It's just it's not really fair. He kind of got the shit end of the deal, and of course he's salty about it. Granted, and because even the Love album, he bought all the equipment to do that himself. He wrote the songs himself, and Fool's Gold is fucking lit. I know he's playing the arm piano, and everyone's fucking arm piano, idiot. But I liked Fool's Gold. It was really good. And then apparently he was going to sell it to Nick, and then I don't know if that's true. I don't know.
So then also I'd have to say that I always find it that solo artists and child stars have a lot of hardness, because with a boy band you have 4 other people in the band with you.
Yeah, 4
so
people keep you
if you're
accountable.
being a fucking idiot, the other 4 can come and rein you in.
Right.
Or if you feel isolated or something, there's 4 other people going through this with you.
Yes.
You're not by yourself. So obviously the music industry is a lot of adults. So Aaron was always around a lot of adults. It's not he had, maybe Angel would come on tour sometimes, maybe she wouldn't, maybe Leslie would come. But for the most part, he's just surrounded by adults, not living a kid life and thinking that he needs to prove himself and make all this money money and do all this stuff to
And
support his
touring's
family.
hard, man.
And whatever, right? So it's hard. Like his friends are like his backup dancers who are in their 20s, and they're obviously
And
going to
then-
get him drugs.
And
or do
yeah,
things
and
like that.
who's really your friend? Like,
Right.
like, you know,
And
this
are
guy's
people just
providing me
using
money.
you because
Right.
they like you? I'm employed by you, so I have to hang out with you and pretend I like you.
Correct.
Right? So
exactly.
So I do
like,
see that.
The van, the white van, remember? And it was at the pizza place. You know,
Yes.
like he's surrounded by yes men.
Yes.
Is that really helpful?
No.
Right. Okay. Continue.
So
with the
yeah.
point,
So
sorry.
anyways, yeah. I just feel like he has gone through a lot of shit, and some people can deal with things, and some people can't. And being a celebrity is not something that anyone has learned how to be. Like unless you've grown up in it your entire life and your whole
Even
family is
then.
like that. But even then, you don't know what the hell you're going to be.
Yeah. It just
So
like
yes.
So like I'm always gonna have a soft spot in my heart for Aaron.
So
course.
when we first noticed the decline, though, was
Yes.
when we went to that O-Town 98 Degrees concert in September of 2019.
That's when you first noticed.
Well, no,
the
he had
decline?
started going a little bit like loopy, and then like I kid you not, I thought he was just going through a psychotic episode. So I was started screen capping all of his tweets because they were insane. But then after like a month of this, I'm like, I have no room on my phone, and these are all insane. So he just went into this spiral, and a lot of the Nick fans don't like him because he blames Nick for a lot of things. He blames Nick for Leslie's death. He blames there's a lot of things that happened and a lot of things he said, and some points may be valid, some points may be full of shit, but he gets very angry and very short fuse, and is so I feel like that's where he is right now. I would have assumed by this point in time he would have gotten better, but
I mean,
he has.
He does have a
honestly,
child on the way.
I stopped following him because it was too stressful to watch all the shit that he was saying.
Fair enough.
And you can't help somebody that, first of all, you don't know, and second of all, that doesn't want to help themselves. Because if he's not seeing a problem with himself, he's not going to
Address it.
want to fix it, because to him, I'm right, everybody else is crazy, right?
Yeah,
so
true.
like,
Yeah.
That's true. I mean, and he does have a baby on the way, and sometimes having a baby really can change a person. So I mean, I'm hopeful for that. I mean,
I'm hopeful for the baby.
yeah, because I know he's treated his
And
dogs
Sophia,
poorly, but hopefully a baby you'd keep a little bit more serious, right?
Sophia and I have met Aaron a bunch of times.
like,
We've all
he's
met Aaron.
nice.
I don't know if you've met Aaron.
Not a once.
So, but like Sophia and I went to
We
like
went to the Big
Big
Slice.
Slice.
He
in
was really
Toronto.
nice there.
He was super friendly. He was nice.
He
was
wasn't
going
in
around.
drugs at
He
that
was
time.
having like a fun time, and it was fun to be around him. When you'd asked him, "Oh, are you going to do the Backstreet Boy Open with them when they do this world tour?" He's like, "No, I want to do my own thing. I don't want to be in the shadow."
Yeah,
which is
and
like
that's
very
fair.
noble and
Yeah,
understandable.
totally
He's like,
fair.
I have a different style of music now. I want to rap. We're like, that's cool. But he also, I feel like a lot of the Backstreet fans are annoyed because obviously he's only famous because of Nick.
You
but then
don't
he
want
went
to
and-
say that, but it's just kind of like,
But it's
for
true,
example,
right?
if
If he was just a
Cynthia- if
random
you were-
guy on the street-
if you were a makeup artist, so if you were a music artist and like I tagged along with you and then into like some bigwig's mansion who I would never normally have access to, I did have a bit of privilege being your sister, right? And so it's like, oh, your sister sings too? Okay, I'll give her an album. I'm like, yes. Even though technically I didn't
he
do
was
the
just-
air hanger shit. I didn't do all that shit to get to the to the mansion. I just tagged along with you.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like privileged access.
It is, but since then he obviously has worked hard and done lots of things and been through a lot of shit.
Yes.
So I feel like a lot of times people will play that down and being like, oh, he's only here because of Nick. But he doesn't realize he has done a lot of stuff on his own.
Right.
But yes, the valid point is he would not have gotten there if not for whatever, right?
Yeah. And I'm sure he knows that.
And he
I'm sure
knows
he's
that, and
not
I'm sure he has
stupid
to
of that.
deal with that shit every day.
Yeah.
And it's hard to be in a family feud with people, with your family, when everybody and their mother has an opinion on what's going on with your family.
Right.
Or the restraining order, or this and
Yes.
that. And like, and there's, like maybe he just said shit in jest, maybe Angel took it too far, maybe whatever, or maybe it was true and she was scared. And you don't know because none of us are actually in that room. So none of us know. And obviously he was going through a very dark, manic-y time. And I have not followed him at all recently, so I don't know if he's out of that or not.
Yeah.
But, it's hard to air your dirty laundry public forums, right?
Right, exactly.
So-
And yeah, it just. And
How
like,
do you
I-
make for time?
Mostly over,
Dan?
Okay,
I
sorry.
think it's time to wrap up.
Okay, great.
So,
Thank you.
so I don't know if I made it obvious. I am an Aaron Carter fan. These
We
guys
know that,
are
we
not,
know that.
I'm
and that's
neutral.
okay. Okay, we have neutral.
I have
we
a
have Switzerland
very,
here.
very, very different opinion, but we won't get into that today.
Okay.
I'm not a fan. I was a fan like when we met him. I
Yeah.
was like, oh, it's fun, whatever.
Yeah.
But as time has gone on,
Yeah.
there's just too many things that
Yeah.
he's done
Yeah.
that I'm not a fan anymore.
Fair enough.
But that's fine.
I
You
am
know
a
what?
forever
This was
fan, and that's
Lydia's
okay.
episode.
Yeah, I
She
hijacked
likes-
this episode.
She likes Aaron, and
And
you know
that's
what?
not a problem. I am not here to judge.
Okay. Okay.
You know what? Yeah. So,
I'm grateful for the
We're
time.
almost at 3 years, and you haven't had to have an
Yes.
Aaron episode yet. So
there you
Thank
go.
you.
Judgment-free zone.
Thank you. So thank you guys for letting me take over today.
No problem.
Because
No
I thought
problem.
that we should talk about him.
Of
because-
course.
Because I still love him. He's like an ex-boyfriend where it's like, you know,
You want him to do well.
I wish you well. And, I have a husband now. You missed out. I'm sorry. I know it's, you're going to feel bad about that.
yes,
but
I'm sure Aaron is crying in his
I know.
room.
Yes.
I know. So anyways, I don't know. It's just like, it's just kind of, I'll always have a spot in my heart for Aaron. So that's why I took over this episode today. So I'm sorry, guys, if this was something you didn't want to hear. But maybe there's an Aaron Carter fan who likes this. You're welcome. Follow us on social media.
And I have to say, he had very good music back in the day. So
Like,
he had
Back in the day were some
jams,
great songs.
and some of his newer songs are okay.
Diane's face disagrees.
Diane was never a fan to begin with.
Okay.
Not from the first day to today. There has been consistent not fandom. But that's okay.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
Because the beauty of a podcast is that everybody has different opinions.
There you
That's
go.
right.
Yay.
Thanks for taking a break with us, guys.
Until next time.
Thanks for listening.